guys, this is Oshi and welcome back to my channel. In this picker card we're gonna look into how to adjust better. I meditated on the question because I started doing that lately, trying to ask for a question that would serve best the people who would watch these videos. So hopefully this is something that you guys need some help with this topic, because change is, I don't claim to be a highly sensitive person, but I'm definitely feeling that there's a big change undergoing in the world, and adjusting to new things and new way of lives, new way of thinking is not an easy thing for a lot of us, myself included. So today we're gonna look into how to deal with things better, how to adjust better, and you don't have to think about a real big thing. It can be an everyday life that may be changing for you and you need to adjust, or it's something that you want because you know that the new that you're stepping into is going to serve you better, but you still struggle to adjust, between these two states. So yeah, we have 3 pies and I'm gonna shuffle on camera because I feel like it today. So if that bothers you, like skip the beginning of the section of your pile, but the sound should be okay. So I'm being bold here. So we have group number 1 with the tiny deck, group number 2 and group number 3. And if you don't like to choose just based on the cards, then you have a sunset Polaroid for group number 1, a resin pyramid for group number 2, and the hexstone, which is so beautiful. I love it, for group number 3. So take your time if you want to pause the video and just meditate, decide how you want to decide, and see you in your pile. Hello group number 1, if you chose this sunset or the Wild Unknown Pocket edition. I didn't want to say the name of the deck in the intro because I don't want people to be like, oh, I know that deck, I'm gonna choose that. I even though if you know the deck, you know the deck, but if you don't, I wanted to give you an option just to choose the deck based on how you feel. So we're gonna be using that deck for you, but first we're gonna get one from the Wisdom of the Oracle, which is a deck that was out. I gave it away, my copy, and then I kind of started missing it because this was such a reliable deck. But I was like, oh, I'm over it, I don't need it. But then I was like, I kind of wanna. So it came back to me, which I'm very, very grateful for. So how to adjust for the question, your main energy or your main advice is the here and now card from this deck. And this is all about being in the moment, interesting, like quite literally you're in between two states. You're between the past, something that you already know is not working, and I'm feeling more like you want this change. So this is not a change that is unnecessary and you're struggling against it. It feels more like that exciting things are waiting for you in the future, but you're still want to protect yourself. You still sometimes want to retreat and go back to that womb-like status where that you were loved, protected, and you didn't have to be an adult, step up, because sometimes it's very challenging for us to do that. But I love how the green color is so dominant in this card, because it kind of gives me 2 things. It gives me obviously the connection to the earth element and money necessarily. So it could be a job that we're talking about, but for sure the change that is coming is going to be better for you in the resource department. It's gonna make you feel more abundant. And the second thing is, it might, I don't know if it's connecting to the change itself or how you can deal with it better, but I definitely get a strong spending time in nature feeling from the card. So if you can, maybe that's why we have the sunset as well, you know, go outside and watch the sunset. Try to live life moment by moment, day by day. Don't overthink or over plan the future, because when we're in this limbo kind of place, a lot of things are in motion. And even though if we think that choosing a strategy or choosing a plan and a path forward is the best thing to do, sometimes it's letting that control go out from our hand into someone else's, you know, like a higher, I'm not gonna say being, but you know, whatever you believe in, that is there for you, that you know that is universal and it's there for you to protect you and guide you. You have to trust that you have that guidance. And you know, I'm assuming, because you're watching a pick a card reading, that you believe something that is bigger than your 3D self. And we have the 32, which can mean, you know, an age, or yeah, it could mean an age when this change is happening, or when something happened when you were or you will be that age that will be significant, connecting to this change or what is going on. But it also reduces to 5, which is change itself. So your best way to tackle this adjustment is just experiencing the process step by step. I'm not saying, you know, don't plan ahead if you need to, or you can. It's just that don't try to not stress over how the final destination, how the future will look like, because that is not where you are yet. You're in between the two status, the two way of life, I would say. And you don't know how you're gonna get there. And trying to figure out sometimes is exactly what's blocking the change. So that's slowing down your progress. So yeah, that's the main advice. And let's pull a few tarot cards to see how to do this, because I love a practical advice. That's how I like to read for myself as well, and I always appreciate when someone, you know, gives a reading like that. Okay, we have Temperance. I love that, because Temperance is all about slow change. It's a slow, gradual, positive change. My example that I love to give, which I was given by my tarot instructor, and I always struggle to find a way how to describe her, because she's a very knowledgeable lady, but I didn't connect with her as in a, you know, like a master and yoga or whatever kind of plane. So her example for how to read this card was, which I think it's a beautiful one, is just think about how a river changes its course. It's not gonna happen overnight. It's gonna be a slow and meticulous and steady but gentle process. And sometimes, you know, when you're between the old riverbank and the new one, you don't even know that the change is happening. And that's a good thing, because you're just concentrating on flowing through a day how it's supposed to be, and not, you know, trying to be like, oh, I'm supposed to be 5 meters on the right already. That's my new path, and why am I not there yet? Okay. Oh, interesting. We have the 3 of Swords as well, which is heartbreak, which is pain, which is sorrow. And what I'm getting with this is how you can help your adjustment is actually feeling your emotions, actually allowing yourself to grieve what you're losing. Because even though, like I said, I feel like this change is something that you know and want. I mean, you know it's good for you and you want it. it doesn't mean that leaving the old behind is not going to be painful, but so experiencing and oops, that's too much. Or I don't know. Experiencing your I don't want those emotions will help you. Will help you be in the here and now more easier. Let's get one. I like how in the end, and okay, we're getting that F after all. We have 5. 5 is the change, but we also have the 6th, which is the slow. It's the state when you start to move forward slowly but surely. So what we have here as well, we have the Father of Wands, which is the King of Wands, the 7 of Pentacles, no, the 6 of Pentacles, and a 2 of Swords. Yes, a decision. And I kind of feel like, because we have the Sun here as well, that this decision card is, just one decision at a time. Don't try to think, and like I said earlier, don't try to solve all the problems in this very moment. Allow things to come up organically. Accept help from other people, because the 6 of Pentacles is about giving and being charitable, yes, but it's about not just, it can be about you need to be more giving in certain situations, but in the original card there are 2 figures, and no one said which card which person you are on the card. And that's always something that I remind people when these come up in readings, this card, is that sometimes we're struggling to accept help, and maybe you are too. Maybe this change is too scary because you don't know what's going on, and you want to know, and you struggle because you want that control back. But unfortunately or fortunately, depending on how you look at it, this is not the time to be in control. But it's definitely a time to ask for help. And it could be a higher self, it could be people in your life, it could be even asking and accepting help from financial help as well, because maybe that's where the abundance can come in, is that you have something to start with. Because we have the Father of Wands, who is the King of Wands, and it's not gender specific, it's just the more I'm gonna take an action, I'm gonna make something amazing from just a tiny sparkle of idea, because that's the King of Wands. The King of Wands is someone who is revolutionary in a way that they can see potential in small things, even if other people are like, there's nothing there, you're just chasing waterfalls and rainbows and butterflies, and you're like, nope, that's a great idea, I can feel it. And if you have a gut feeling about something, the adjusting to the situation is going to be easier if you listen to that gut feeling. So another advice is trust your instinct, because you're on the right path. It's a slow change, but it's a good change. Okay, so these are the tarot cards. And let's pull a few oracle cards for advice. Let's start with this one. Quite curious, but I really like how this looks so far. Oh, that's too much. Okay, let's get the first one. Okay, we have Lemuria returns, earthly spirituality, community, ocean conservation. Okay, but see the green, and I loved it. Earthly spirituality, it's definitely That's the good keyword. And community, you know, find people who are not just willing, but who wants to help you and accept. I love this. We're getting this is the Temperance card in this deck. So that's a big confirmation, and this is the same color as the egg. So don't try to, you know, rush things. Find balance. And we also have bravely market your magic, which I love because it reminds me of which tarot, that was tarot card. Yeah, oh yes, the Father of Wands. Because for me it's definitely, don't hide that spark, don't hide that idea, don't hide that you know what you want. You don't need to go around and rub it into other people's faces, but start working on what you want to see at the end of this change. And don't be apologetic about it, because this is your life. This is something, you know, trust. This is something that you need to do, and it will make your life so much better. And you're just in the limbo. That's the hardest part. It requires patience to be here, to solve things, but you will gain wisdom after going through the changes that you're experiencing, after you learn how to adjust better. And look at what we get as a last one, happiness. And I don't even want to put it there. I want to put it like this, because I just love that we're moving towards happiness. Yes, so you need to trust that whatever is happening, the change that you're experiencing is for your better state of mind or state of being. It is happening so that you can learn from it, and by doing so you can find more happiness as well. And there's a rainbow after that rain that you're going through. Just try to think about that. I don't know why rainbow came up, but rainbow is something that you can use as a reminder to remind yourself that this is just a one day at a time thing. It's going to end. This upheaval, this uncertainty will end. You just don't know, you know, you don't need to know when, because the wisdom that you need to find, the trust that you need to learn is in the here and now. Okay, I hope this was useful. I really like this reading, to be honest. It's not an easy thing to go through, but I think if you want to, you know, take a screenshot of this card and put it somewhere where you can see it, and just remind yourself that, you know, just take a few deep breaths and deal with one thing at a time. Thank you so much for being here. Please like, subscribe, comment down below. That all helps my channel. Share it with other people you think would benefit from this reading, and see you in the next one. Bye. Hello, pile number 2. If you chose this tiny resin pyramid or the Da Vinci tarot, then this is going to be, I'll put this away, your reading. This is not my deck, actually. A new friend of mine who's a very generous friend, as you can see, lent this deck for me to me so that I can, you know, check it out if I'm interested. I am. This goes on the list that I want, the list that I don't keep anymore, but decks that I would like to have. But you know, how else better to learn? If you like a deck, then use it, you know, if you have a chance. But it's not what I'm meant to say. It's just I realize that, you know, there's a pyramid over here as well. So pyramids can be something that you can work with symbolically. It can be used to remind you of this. Whoa, the wind is really nice. This reading. And what I meant to say is that something that could help you adjust, because this is deck that, you know, it's not mine, but I'm using it because I have a chance to experience it, is to allow other people to help you out, to accept gifts, not use people obviously, but it can be a very challenging thing to learn how to accept help, how to accept small miracles, even if, you know, they are not meant to stay in your life forever. Because I don't know when I will be able to get this deck for myself, and obviously I will give this back soon, which means it's only here for a little while. But that doesn't mean that I shouldn't appreciate it, or I shouldn't get as much as out of it, you know, as I can. So that could be something that can help you with your struggle. But we're not going to start with that. We're gonna pull a card to see the main advice for how to adjust better whatever is happening in your life. It can be a new job, a new state of mind, a new relationship. Sometimes it's a big adjustment, even if we really want the thing that we're adjusting to, like becoming a mom. You wanted to, you know, become a mom for so long, and then or a father, doesn't matter, a parent, and you're suddenly, you know, the baby is there, and you're like, oh my god, but where is my old life? I can't sleep, I don't have time for myself. And that's a happy thing that happens, but it requires a lot to adjust to the new one. And we have the building blocks, but it came out in the reverse. And you know what, I'm gonna check the guidebook because I haven't used this deck for a while, and I don't wanna say anything. I kind of feel like I need to. The building blocks are, you know, what you use to build up your life, and usually when it's in the reverse, it's about, not usually, it's about a protecting message, but I can't remember right now. Okay. So now is the time to address the cracks in the foundations of your life. Perhaps your values have changed, and it is time to strengthen your convictions and let go of the things that no longer serve the vision you have for your life. Yeah, so okay. Because I was like, I kind of felt like it could mean that you're missing something that would help you build up things, but I wasn't feeling that message. But now it makes more sense, because if you look at this person is building a tower, kind of. And we have the number 28, which could be significant, a date or an age, something that happened when you were that age, or you will be that age. It could be in the future. It's really depends on you. But we put how we like to put together our life is, is from pieces that we're gathering from maybe from other people, and what the cracks could indicate. What I'm getting is right now, and I can see a really fast cloud, which is interesting, and that's a good message because, clouds can symbolize struggles and problems, but they're fast moving, so it's a sign that whatever we're talking about is gonna move away from your life quickly. Just a side note. So what I want to say is that maybe you built your identity or your life or your expectancy of your life on building blocks that are not from you. Maybe you put together who you are based on the idea of other people, or what your life should look like based on what the other people around you do with their lives. And you think that, I need a job, I need a family, I need a car, I need X amount of money on my bank account, and that's gonna be making me happy. And then you realize that you're not happy and you have no idea what to do about it, and you just feel this, upheaval, you feel this internal restlessness, and how you can adjust to this idea that something is not right is what we're going to look into with the tarot cards, because I kind of feel like you're at a stage where you're just realizing that something is not right, and even accepting that something is not right is a big thing for you. If it's not, then maybe it's not your pile, because I'm definitely feeling with this pile we're in the beginning of just realizing that something is not good enough anymore. But you have to adjust for that idea that something is not right, that what you built up is not what is the best for you. Which I'm sorry, because it's not an easy thing to experience. We have the Eight of Air, confinement, makes sense, because the Eight of Air is the Eight of Swords, is a state where we're keeping ourselves mentally hostage. That's what I kind of like calling the Eight of Swords, is no one else but us are forcing to stay in a situation or in a place that is no longer good for us. And we hold the key to that tower to go outside, we have the key to let ourselves out. And if you look at the illustration, it kind of looks like a tower as well, which is a good news. It doesn't sound like a good news, but it is good news, because it means that you hold the power to change. So first thing you need to adjust to is that yes, there is a problem. And the second is that you hold the key, you hold the power to change things. And another 8, so 8 is definitely a number for you. If you work with numerology, look into what 8 means. It's something that you need to experience, but it's something you're not gonna able to just shrug off, I would say, because the Eight of Fire is the Eight of Wands, which is all about, it's a trajectory in this card, but it's about movement and getting confused about where to go and what to do. But if you look at this illustration, there's a figure with a hugest hammer going against whatever it's hammering. Oh, it's okay, it's oh, forgot the name, but you hit this part of the machine and it catapults. It's a catapult kind of thing, something. And I kind of feel like once you realize that, once you admit that there's a problem, you start looking through the building blocks of your life, and you're gonna be like, nope, this is not working, out of it. Yes, now I'm getting rid of it. You're gonna be able to start moving forward quickly with that. The big adjustment is realizing that you're the only one who's keeping you in this place, no one else. You can change things, you can make things better. And once you do that, you're gonna be like, bum, 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 I don't need everything, and I'm gonna just go back to the bare minimum, go back to the foundation and start building again, which is a good thing. I love that. It's not an easy thing to experience. Let's pull a few oracles to see. But I kind of like this double 8. And the colors are similar as well. And a pyramid is a structure that was building up from blocks as well. So you're pretty much building your own freaking pyramid. And you have to decide how you want to be remembered, because this could be very well connected, very much connected to your legacy. And we have the 22 with the divine sensuality, making love erotica, but I'm liking the divine sensuality, because especially with the fire, and we have air and fire. Air, you know, fuels fire, so you can get that passion going once you let that air flow. And I get the feeling from this card as well. It's about finding that spark that will ignite your passion. It's not a physical kind of sensuality in this reading. It's more about finding your inner passion, something that excites you, and move with that energy. The distractions of shiny things, yeah. Shiny things will, you know, it's a reminder to not give in to the devil. So interesting, because we have divine sensuality, and which is obviously about sex as well, but we have the devil, which is about sex in the tarot. So me, you know, trying to be like, no, it's not about sex, and then the second card is, yes, it's about sex as well. So obviously, if you're at you know, the correct age, or you want to even have that, if you don't, just ignore it. Just think about passion, and think about not going down in the road of putting that fire somewhere where it's not useful, where it's just burning through things and not nurturing, or what's the word that I'm looking for? It's not strengthening your desire. And I don't know what is happening with my throat chakra, but there is something that you need to say out loud. Maybe just for yourself, but there is something you need to say out loud, because I cannot barely speak at the moment. But let's pull another card, because I want to know how the physicality of things. Maybe it's just that easy, you know, don't give in to trying to build, you know, adjusting to this new type of way you want to live. And the way, and because you want to do this, and you will be making changes quickly, can indicate that there's danger, so to speak, or there's a chance for just replacing the blocks that were not working with something shiny but not actually better. So you need to be careful of what you build your new tower with. Yeah. Another fire, soul on fire, yes. Build from passion, build from that inner spark, but be mindful about the fire coming from the divine source, not from the physical earthly side of things. You know, don't choose the shiny things, choose the hard, but oh, that sounds very bad. I didn't mean it like that. Choose the things that might be difficult to get, but you know that once you build it into your pyramid, it's going to be a stable piece of it. And if you look at these cards, especially these three, we're coming from a very dark red, where you just see passion and you can't really use your head. You use your, you know, emotions and your passion. And but we're moving out to a more cleansed down, that's not the right word, cleared, more purified energy with the white cards. You know, we're moving out from that oh, I can't use my head because all I see is this is exciting and I want to change things and I'm just gonna do things quickly and get, I want to skip the adjustment period and I want to get to being this new person. So for you, a reminder of how to adjust, a second, or I don't even know how many, another reminder is do it things slowly. Don't let the fire just burn through you. Try to contain it a little so it will warm you even when things are not the best outside of you. If that makes any sense. I hope it does. Let's pull one card from... Okay, that's too much. Nope. I just want one final message. I said one. Please give file number 2 one final message. How to adjust better. Okay, thank you. Inner peace. Okay, that makes sense. Inner peace, yes. Finding your... Yes, I kind of feel like, there's going to be a lot of movement, a lot of... once you make that, initial adjustment that things are not good and you can change things, things are going to get into motion quickly because you feel like you're the type of person who's like, okay, this is not working, I'm going to change things. Bam, 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 bam. And that can be something that is derailing you from actually building a better tower and not just a new one. So find that inner peace, connect with your emotions as well, because we have a lot of passion on the table, but that's not necessarily your inner wisdom, your inner emotional plate. Even though we have a mermaid and some emotions there, but try to not ignore how you feel about the new building blocks that you're trying to bring into the picture. Don't just, get excited for them. Look into if they are making you feel happy for a longer time or just for a quick, is it a quick fix? Because you need to, I get that with the 8, that this is not going to be, the problems are going to be resolved quickly, that state, that initial state where you need to accept that something is not right. You will realize that quite quickly. But the building of the new life is going to take some time and you have to make peace with that as well. And if you're struggling with that and you are there and you want advice on that, watch pile number 1. Just saying. But yeah, this is your reading at the moment. I hope this is useful. Please like, subscribe, comment down below. That all helps my channel. Share it with other people that you think would find it beneficial. And see you in the next one. Thank you so much. Bye. Hello, pile number 3. If you chose this beautiful hexstone, can you see something when you look through it? I'm not even sure if I can hold it up in a correct way for you to see through, but do let me know. Then this is gonna be your reading, and you also have the Affirmators Tarot, which we're gonna be using in just a second. But first we're gonna get one main advice on how to adjust better to whatever you're currently experiencing. It can be a life situation, a new way of thinking, just the way of things are happening, or anything like that. Let's see, we have the TikTok, which is divine timing, but we have it in the reverse. So interesting, because your main message, number 30 or 3, Empress as well, is about it's not time for whatever you're trying to adjust to. You're trying to hurry up or quicken a change. You're trying to usher in a new, better version of whatever you're experiencing, but it's not time yet. And there's a reason. Yeah, there is something that you don't know about the situation that you're in and that you try to change or you're trying to adjust to. And it could be even that the situation you're trying to adjust to is not the one that you're supposed to be adjusting to. So you're trying to make something happen that is not happening for a reason. So the easiest example for that is, for example, you're looking for love and you're really doing your best, you're doing everything, you're working on yourself, you're in and out, you're thinking happy thoughts, you're watching Picard readings, you're going out, you meet people, and you're trying to adjust to a state where you think you need to be in order to find love, find partnership. But for some reason, it's probably because the other person is not ready. That's what usually happens. It's not time for that. So you shouldn't try to force something to happen, because even if you will, go ahead and do whatever you want to, because, it's your life, it's not going to happen if it doesn't need to happen, if it's not time for it to happen yet. So your main advice on how to adjust better is give up control and give up adjusting things. Pretty much give up on the idea of better what needs to be done, that something that you're in is not working, because you might be, what you need to adjust to better is your current situation, because there is something that you still haven't experienced in whatever you're going through, even if it's really horrible and I'm really sorry, or even if it's a really happy thing, you're just over it. There is still something that you need to learn there. That's one thing. And the other thing is that whatever you're trying to go and achieve, it's not ready yet. So don't get discouraged, because it's a waiting game. Things need to align in a specific way to be the experience that you're actually looking for. Yeah, we have the Nine of Wands, and the Nine of Wands is about running around, being all passionate and loud about things you want to experience, and then setting some forest on fire by accident, because you don't really know how to tame the fire, the passion you have inside of you yet. And we no wonder the Queen of Swords is like, you need to use your head a bit more. The main message is slow down. Use your head more than your passion. Being all passionate and loving and exciting and excited is a wonderful thing, but whatever you're trying to change or usher in is not ready yet, or you are not ready yet. Something is not ready in the situation. So you need to adjust to the fact that you are where you are currently for a reason. And until you figure out what the reason is, you won't be able to move forward. And no wonder we have the Judgment card and Nine of Wands, because the Judgment card is all about accepting who you are, accepting your previous flaws, accepting that the mistakes you made and the good things that you've made so far made you who you are currently. And I'm getting that feeling that you're trying to get this, become this new person that you think and you want to be, and that's a good thing. It's not. I'm not saying you're trying to become someone false or someone fake. It's just that you haven't worked on all your issues before you can become that person, because you're trying to skip a few steps to end up on the mountaintop. that's my you might sometimes feel like everyone is against you. You know, you're trying to do this thing, you're trying to be someone better, and then people are not supportive or things are not happening. You know, you want to go to the gym and they raise prices and you can't afford them anymore, or they close down in the area, or they don't have that equipment that you really want to use, something like that. It's because the changes that you're trying to achieve are outside of you. You're trying to change your outside world, but what you need to work on still is adjusting the pieces that you have inside of you. You still need to work on something inside of you to be able to embody that energy that you're working towards to. It can be frustrating, I'm not gonna lie, but it's once you realize that you still have work to do and you start working on that, and you know, whatever comes to mind, when you think about, okay, which area do I have to work on? Whatever comes to mind, that's the one. We have the return of Aphrodite, temple, birth of the goddess, guidance, goddess energy, treating as sacred. It could be that you don't, you know, there could be something connecting to how you value yourself. Doesn't have to be, you know, gender specific. It's just that your inner. Interesting. It's the second time that sexuality comes up, but your body, your physical self. If you know, sex is not something that you're age appropriate, or which you shouldn't even watch these readings, by the way, or you don't care about that. Then it is just your body. Your physical self is not. There's something that you can work there, for example. And we also have sacrifice. There are those worth making, and there are those that will destroy you. So, yes, you know, it could be that why life is putting a stop at your efforts, and that's why you're running into walls all the time, is because even if you're ready to sacrifice, you know, and you're like, I'm ready, I want to do this, you would sacrifice too much for the wrong reason, and life is like, nope, you're gonna hate us, but we're gonna protect you from this, so we're gonna stop you at every freaking chance we get, because this is not the way, not right now, where you're supposed to go. Okay, so just, I know that it's annoying, trust me, I got the exact same message in so many readings for myself, that, you know, it's not time yet. But if you're here, it's time to accept the fact that divine timing is a thing. Things work out when they are supposed to work out, and we cannot do anything about that, because we are not here to change time. We are here to adjust, and we are here to learn what to do with ourselves in the meantime, and accept that there are things that are bigger and better than us. Okay, let's get them all then. I only wanted one, but I didn't specify, so my fault. And we also have the number 13 and 11, you know, 1, 12, 13, okay, 9 obviously. Just in case, you know, any number is meaningful, it's 2, which is a choice. You know, make better choices. And we have the 4 with the 13, which resonates to the 4, which is a stability. We need to find a stable inner self, a center. Because we also have the creator fire, which is, you know, you need to come out from this Knight of Wands who just runs around and sometimes lights a forest on fire, into the pretty much the king element, or queen, doesn't matter, that element, or state, not element, state of the element, where you control your passion, where you control your power, because you know that you can do that. And you know when to act with passion, when to move forward, and when to just hold back, because you know there is not time. You need to work on listening to your gut about the timing of things. We also have the integrate your knowing, which is the Hermit card as well. So, time to look inwards a bit and see what is it that you're not, what is it that you're trying to change outside. Because if you figure out what is it that you try to change outside, you have to change that inside of you. You have to reverse that. And we also have your soul shines as well with the number 34 and a beautiful purple color. And it's interesting because, the integrate your knowing is the Hermit card. It connects to the Hermit, and the Hermit has a lantern. It is, light that shines, that will help you find a way. And your soul shines is connecting to that light, that you need to use your inner guidance to move forward. Because you're ignoring something, that your inner compass is it's not a compass, it's a pocket watch, but I kind of looked at it and I was like, yes, your inner compass is trying to direct you somewhere, but for some reason you think that you shouldn't listen to that. You should listen, or you should look outside of yourself and start the change outside. And that's why life is like, nope, we're not there yet, because you're not working on yourself. You're trying to instigate the change coming from the outside, which is it's an understandable thing, and it's normally it wouldn't be a bad thing, but you're missing out on something that needs to be changed inside of you. Maybe you're sacrificing yourself or a part of you for the wrong reason, and that's what you need to clear up. Okay, last one final message for. And it's interesting because hex stones are used to look through and see the Fae. So I kind of feel like you need to look through a hex stone into your own soul and see the magic, see what's lying in there, lurking in the darkness. And oh yeah, change is coming, so don't worry about it. Change is coming. I'm gonna pull you a few other cards. That's that few. Abundance and stillness. Yes, yes. You need to be still at this very moment. Change is coming, but it's not here yet for a reason. But there's abundance and there's happiness and there is something better on the other side. But your role right now is to work on yourself. You're in something that you need to figure out. You need to figure out something in yourself, your thinking or your emotions, how you deal with them, something like that. Coloram, okay. I don't know if you can hear it, but I'm gonna take it as a sign to finish this reading. I hope this was useful. Please do let me know in the comments down below. Share it with other people that you think that would benefit from this reading. Like, subscribe, those all help my channel. And hope to see you in the next one. Thank you so much. Bye.